And so we're once again here with Joaquin Bernal, who is a representative, a teacher, I should say, from the Cotati-Rohnert Park school district. But you're back here with us with, we were hoping by now for you to be celebrating that you are getting paid properly, and that's not at all what's happening. What can you tell us what's going on over there in Cotati-Rohnert Park School District?
Yeah, thanks again for having us and giving us a platform. Today we went on strike. Over 300 educators, along with some of our classroom assistants, were on strike at every site in our school district. We actually had one school close by the school district. They decided to close it last night because they didn't have sufficient coverage for the students, so it would be an unsafe place, and that school is Monte Vista Elementary. But every other site, except for the Technology High School, was on a half-day schedule. So the students only came for, at my site, it was from 8:20 to noon.
And are they having enough teachers and other individuals to have the children in the classrooms learning? Are they keeping the students together? What's going on in this situation?
So the plan, it's very interesting. There are, thankfully, at my site and most of our sites, we had full blown, no one crossed the picket line, no teachers did. Okay, shout out to my Evergreen staff for that. You guys were awesome. But what they did is, like at my site, we had around 55 students show up. They were all trickled into the multi-purpose room, and they stayed there and they were supervised. So like for us at Evergreen, we had the human resources director, we had the superintendent's secretary there, along with other staff there to help cover. Some parents saw us picketing or striking outside and they left with their kids. Other parents came in early and took their kids. We shall see tomorrow what the day is like, but we are back at it. The district sent out a notice letting parents know that it will be the same schedule tomorrow because we weren't able to get to an agreement, but we never met today. So how can we meet? How can we say that, but we're not meeting?
So that brings me to two things. It sounds like they're basically babysitting children and not educating children. Am I wrong?
I would agree with you on that. I would agree with that statement if they're all funneled in one room. Okay. I mean, you want high quality teachers in your class, right? I'm fully certified teacher. I think my students would be best with me. The few that came to my site, I feel for them because I don't know what their school was like. I'm wondering if their parents will send them back tomorrow.
And that brings me to the second question. The superintendent is saying, they'll have the same thing. The school is going to be open to a certain hour of the day. But did they call you to come to an agreement? Let's sit at the table. Let's negotiate. It's not fair to the children. They are going through COVID. They're going through the fire. They're dealing with all this stress. And now we are also taking, teachers are not in the classroom. Are they talking to you all?
That is the message they're trying to tell the public. But no, I sit on the bargaining team and I did not get a call. I've been walking around, Rafael, with my laptop in my personal laptop in my backpack since Saturday, hoping we would go places, my wife and I, if we went somewhere, hoping that they would call. I went to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with my laptop ready to go in case I had to be pulled from my class. Has not happened.
And that brings us to the other question. The superintendent was interviewed by ABC News, ABC 7 News, I think it was a few days ago. And she said, we have to be honest about this stuff. We don't have the money to be able to pay teachers. What can you tell us about this?
I'm going to let you know that that's not what the neutral arbitrator sent from the state said. In the 45-page report, including the district dissent, there are details there that say that they do have the funds and that they should be paying it. In Tuesday's board meeting, our CBO, the person that runs the money in our district, said that neutral arbitrator lied and he got it wrong. So I would love if the public would read that arbitrator's report and see. And hopefully once you read it, you can contact our board members that are listed here and let them know that they should read it closely because someone's getting hoodwinked. That's, I think, a term that people like to say when you're definitely getting, told, but someone's definitely getting hoodwinked. And I want to make sure that the public realizes that there was no issue with as far as Dr. Perez goes, when she got her 2% raise approved by Mark Nelson, Krista Giles, Leffler Brown, and Joe Chimino in August or in September, I believe, when they rubber stamped it for 2% for Dr. Myra Perez, there was money in the budget there. But now that 320 members are asking for it, there's no money. The other thing the public needs to realize is that as far as Ripsia knows, no other bargaining unit that she claims needs to get paid to, they haven't started negotiations with them at all. So there's been no conversations with them as far as negotiating. We don't have a Me Too clause, and that's never been the case here in this district, where if they pay the teachers, they pay the custodians and the support staff the same. That's something they're trying to press. That's something that Left Brown has tried to say. And as far as I know, and the history that I've been here for 12 years, that hasn't been the case.
So according
And they really want to push, and by the way, I found out today talking to other teachers, because we all met in the middle of town at the library, talking to other teachers, Leffler Brown has been a board member for 27 years, and his whole 27-year career, he's always been about, well, the state's gonna take over. He closed schools down because they were supposed to keep teachers on staff. Then they laid off those teachers. Then they reopened those schools. So what is it? And that's what we're wanting to know, because we had a neutral arbitrator state these things, go through all their numbers. They gave the district a chance to do their dissent. I highly encourage our public to read or read. Don't give my opinion. Read those 8 pages of the dissent and tell us, did he really prove what's going on?
And that brings us to 2 other items. Looking at public information here, Dr. Mayra Perez, superintendent of the Cotati-Rohnert Park School District, in 2020, so again, this is before that 2% that you mentioned, but in 2020, she made $117,000. And we were talking earlier about teachers who are making $33,000 a year and have to get a second job just to be able to put food on the table. So again, that's important. And then for the sake of transparency, do you know where that report is available that you are saying from the fact finder? Where can people find that?
It is dug deep in our website, although hopefully it's up closer. It's interesting, the district had said they were gonna mail that out to all the parents or email it, but they did not. If you go to crp.org, you click on negotiation update, it should be one of the first things that pops up. And it's a long report, take your time. Don't try and swallow it all in one city, but it's a good read.
Definitely. And so I know that I was given access to that previously over the weekend. So I read it. Again, I invite people who may have questions about this to go and read that. We'll try to link it to our Instagram and also our Facebook page. I know that in your Instagram, you have it in the link tree links, that is. And so again, there is that. And so finally, the last thing, the last question here is, where can people call if they wanted to call? Obviously, if people have email, they can go to the website for the Cotati-Rohnert Park School District, which is crpusd.org. And there you can just find the list of all of the board members, and people can email them. Is there a phone number? And then the second piece is, what's the message? What would you like parents and community members to say?
All right, well, the phone number is, I want to make sure I do it right, 707-792-4722. Please be respectful with your message. But what we want them to do is ask the district, show us where the money falls short. Please pay the educators and follow the full fact finder's recommendation, not just year 2 and year 3, because it's very interesting to us teachers. And this is something that I talk to not only people on my staff, but people when we were picketing in front of Technology High School at the end of the day. It's interesting to a lot of us teachers that they're willing to take the recommendation of year 2 and year 3, but they don't follow the year 1. And the last thing that I forgot to mention earlier is on Tuesday, they cut jobs. They cut teaching jobs to save money because there was going to be a deficit. How do we go from, hey, we're good, to now we're cutting jobs? And it hurts my feelings because, and I encourage people to watch that board meeting. It's on the YouTube for our school district. We had a band teacher ask about his job and if he was safe. And minutes later, Dr. Perez, when she gave her report, praised those teachers for a great band concert they went to. So that's something that the public needs to realize. Are we just all expendable? Are we just chess pieces? Like I've taught 283 students, approximately 5th grade at Evergreen. I taught a year at Technology Middle School and I taught another 80. I coach at Technology Middle School basketball. I did basketball for 6 seasons and I coach track. I'm in my 8th season. You can't tell me we're not worth it. And I had to do that, Rafael, in order to be able to pay my mortgage or my rent at the time. I've worked at the county fair before COVID as the ice man at the Petaluma Fair. I've had students recognize me and I've been like, yep, this is my summer gig. I don't get paid a month out of the year. So these are things we do and the sacrifices we make to stay here because of the kids we work with. The district's trying to pin us that we don't care about those kids. I got to tell you, we care a lot about those children. And it's been so heartwarming to have those kids picket with us or come see us during today or yesterday or email us. It's been great. The community's behind us, at least from what I can tell. So we're hoping that the school board, again, these 5 people, do what's right.
Definitely. And so with that, we want to remind you the phone number is 707-792-4722, 707-792-4722. My last comment to you, Joaquin, is as a fellow educator, I know exactly what it's like in having to decide, do I leave the employment for something where I'm going to be respected, or do I stay because it's about the students? And, sadly, on both sides, sometimes you have to leave, but sadly, sometimes they don't know how much you're suffering to make sure that they're successful. And, I wish you the best, and please keep coming back, whether it is that we change our schedule here at KBBF Líderes del Futuro. We might do it every week, whatever you need. It's important that the community gets the other side of the story. And with that,
I really appreciate you. And Rafael, look, if they don't agree with what I'm saying or we're saying as teachers, they could reach out to you. Yeah. They could come on. I have my doubts that they will, because I've invited, like Rafael, one of the things I'll tell you, I've been inviting our school board to my house. I've given my public address for them to come and show me the budget or talk to me. Mm-hmm. Not once have I had someone respond. Yeah. Not Lev Brown, not Mark Nelson, not Krista Giles, not Joe Shimino, not Michelle Wing. I've even invited them to my classroom and they're the school board. Yeah. And they haven't come by. So that tells you something, right? Mm-hmm. It's got to tell the public something. Definitely. But it is what it is. I appreciate your time. Like always, all the educators here in Cotati-Rohnert Park, thank you for giving us the platform.
Definitely. Thank you for being with us. And I look forward to future conversations, hopefully positive conversations.
That's what we're hoping for.
Thank you. Take care.
Of course. You too.